Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am using the right microphone this week, and my name is CJ Mellon, joined by Joshua Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
Hi?
I have a couple quick items.
You seem way too excited for me being
You're
back.
here. We haven't seen
I
you.
am here.
It's been a while.
I'm here.
It has been a while.
Been a while.
All right, calm down.
No.
No, he does that every time
Every
someone
time.
says it's been a while.
I know.
I'll limit it to one per episode. You're fine.
No. Just in life. Could you just limit it to once in life, please? You get one more. You better use it wisely.
I had always thought that I could do this, but now I learned something. I haven't done that in a long time,
And the world thanks you for it.
I got some real-time follow-up on a couple things, and the first thing is this. Butterhub people, I don't know how we get in touch with you. You have no official Twitter account. I'm just saying. We have now been responsible for some additional Butterhub sales.
Yes, we have.
And I have confirmation I have confirmation that I put on our Twitter feed that we have a listener who bought two, if I counted correctly, Joshua, two Butterhubs, plus some additionals that are given as gifts. I'm just saying we should probably enter into some kind of partnership.
I will take my
maybe.
payment in butter.
We don't have anything official. If I could, can I get a West Coast stick of butter? As we discovered, those are a little bit different than the East Coast ones.
Can they make a butter hub out of butter and just give me that?
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
It'll be Butterception, and I'll just put my butter on the butter hub
Boom.
made of butter
The thing's great. The ramps are great. It's light. The butter spreader is magnetically attached to the top. It's super awesome.
I would like to again stress we are getting zero compensation from the Butterhub people for this. I'm just saying we're probably due for something.
You're getting zero compensation.
Oh, okay. I wasn't part of the
Josh is getting compensated in butter ramps.
That's right.
The second piece of, ironically enough, butter follow-up that I have for this week is, Joshua, I took your advice on the bread omelet and put a little butter on the one side, almost like a grilled cheese kind of situation. You're right.
And?
It does make it much crispier. And then it just
so
adds that
crisp.
extra flavor to it, right? The extra fat, and it's everything that you need. I have been obsessed with the bread omelet since you showed it off to me. And I am now exclusively like sausage and bacon. Like I just double up the meat on this point.
We had a super productive show, by the way, 2 weeks ago with Brian gone.
What are you trying to say there, Josh?
I think there was a ton
Are you
of
saying
good
I
stuff.
distract from the productivity
I'm
of the
just
show?
saying there's a ton of good stuff that came out of this that you would have just fucking hated the whole time.
You're probably right.
I also got feedback from a listener about hip-hopology saying, all right, I'm in the weeds now. I love this thing. However, why don't they stack rank these artists when it comes to a particular stat? Why don't they stack rank, Josh?
Oh, that's a whole different.
That's what
set
I
of
said.
Analytics.
Exactly.
I mean,
Thank you. Please
that's
continue.
difficult.
Yes. So
Like just showing you each individual and how they contribute verbally. That's amazing. But the idea of stack ranking them is a completely different set of analytics that I don't even want to get into.
That's what I said. It's a different beast. I was looking up different projects that the guy had on GitHub, and it looks like he's working on something similar to this of artist versus artist, but it's a GitHub project, so it's not official yet. But anyway, I just want to share those two pieces of follow-up because two listeners reached out and said, all right, I have thoughts and feelings and stuff. So there we go. I want to dive head first into this week's episode, and looking at our show notes, I'm calling this Screen to Screen Palooza, all right, or Bonanza. You get to take your pick.
Bonanza.
Screen to Screen Bonanza. We got nothing but screen to screen stuff to talk.
Streamanza.
You're right.
Scream to stream.
Forget the stream.
Palooza.
What do you want? We want Palooza or
Stream
Bonanza? Palooza or Bonanza? What do you feel?
Screen to stream Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Scream to stream Bonanza.
All right, so we've
That's
got
spelled
our
Streamanza. Streamanza.
Screen to stream. No, say it, Brian. Intro this for me.
Screen to stream Bonanza.
See, this is good. I can't do that. Anyway, ton of trailers, ton of things to talk about, and
I'm a very good linguist.
at the end of this, we're going to do a little That Kind of Nerd talks about Netflix original movie, The Old Guard. All three of us have watched it, so we'll get into a little spoilery conversation there. So let's start off with the first trailer sent to us by a listener, Project Power, starring Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I saw this comic book storyline play out.
The premise is, what if there was a pill that if you took it, it gives you powers for 5 minutes, but
it might kill you.
You don't know what the power's going to be.
Yeah, so by the time you figure out what you're going to do with said power,
you're done with it.
You're done.
Well, here's the question.
Be like, well, it's like the Harry Potter every flavor beans, but with superpowers.
Sure.
Like you could get like an awesome power, like that guy who's like on fire,
invisibility.
Or invisibility, or you can get like a shitty power, like you could change the television by blinking.
It might taste like boogers.
It could taste like boogers.
The booger one. But here's the thing. I think from what I'm gathering in the trailer is if you take the pill the first time and get a power and don't die, you get the same power the second time you take it if it doesn't kill you, right?
Well,
so like,
you
can learn the
what
flavor
I got
beans
from the trailer was when you take it once, that's your power.
Right.
So every time you take it, that's your power.
Or you die.
I heard once you pop, you just can't stop.
That's very true.
That's right.
Wait.
Well, that's Pringles.
Yeah. But anyway, what did you guys think of the actual trailer, the actual movie? Like, what are your thoughts?
It was not as interesting as the trailer.
Okay. So I mean, if you put it in that, but here's again, we've talked about the fact that
I love Netflix doing these sort of, big blockbuster type of pictures. I mean,
sure,
Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, those are big actors, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then you have a YouTuber making a cameo.
One would assume,
woohoo,
it's a big movie, but
yes,
it just, I don't know. The trailer kind of fell flat for me.
Brian, what about you?
If I'm done with Ozark and I have a spare 2 hours, I'll watch it. Like,
he's nonplussed. He's totally not excited about this whatsoever.
Yeah,
not really. I watch. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but like, I mean,
this comes into
not enough to watch.
Jamie Foxx is the bigger draw. No,
not for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, he's the bigger draw.
I think Jamie Foxx is a draw, but
yes,
he's not the draw for me. I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Right. He makes cool choices when it comes to his movies, and Jamie Foxx sometimes does weird things. So,
yeah.
All right. Except, he's a giant fucking movie star. So there's that.
Yeah, okay. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in Inception, right? Batman and all that shit.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was like the fourth most popular
but was in it, right? Wasn't
movie.
it? I'm just making sure my fact was correct, right?
Shit?
Okay. Gotcha.
He was, hang on. In Inception, he was like the second lead.
Yeah.
No, he was maybe the fourth.
Like, he was absolutely
Leo,
the second lead.
Ken Watanabe.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Michael
he was
Caine.
third. He was third lead. Ellen Page outranks him.
Ew, I don't agree with that at all. I put Tom Hardy above him.
The story is about them.
I don't like you. I don't like anything you're saying.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, Project Power comes out August 14th. So Brian, that's enough time for you to put off another series and then say, oh, well, once I've done that series, I'll watch this movie on Netflix.
Well, listen, I mean, I started Ozark and I'm just going right through that.
Yep, still going through another series. And
it really helps that my wife wants to watch the show, so it makes it easier to make the time to do it. She does not want to watch Doctor Who.
This to me falls under that Netflix movie thing of like, hey, it looks really cool, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it. Which takes us to a streaming service that doesn't disappoint us in that regards, and that's a trailer for Amazon Prime original The Boys Season 2.
Yep.
I wouldn't say the streaming service doesn't let us down.
When it comes to the movies,
but
does.
I mean, it's only had the one
down.
really big, Jack Ryan and.
Well, I mean,
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Mrs. Maisel is wonderful.
The Boys Season 1 was really good.
The Boys Season 1 was great.
I've never
name a time I've watched in the High Castle.
I was really good
I heard Hunters was meh.
Nah,
Hunters was great.
There we go.
What was the other thing I heard?
Streaming service that doesn't let us down. Stealth One. Anyway, The Boys Season 2. Teaser trailer. We all loved Boys Season 1. This is coming out September 4th. This is looking to be just as fucked up, gritty, bloody, violent, and awesome that we love about the first season continuing on. What do you feel?
I feel like something else is happening September 4th.
I thought you would be more happy with the use of Billy Joel for the trailer.
No, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with that. But I feel like there's something else happening September 4th. There's some movie coming out September 4th
There's a movie
that's going to take
out?
my attention away from The Boys
What
season
movie
2.
is going to come out on September 4th, and what movie are you going to go see?
No. It's not. It's not
like a streaming movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big one. Big one.
All right. Well, you're looking that up, Josh, Brian, The Boys.
All right, so I'll say it if Josh isn't going to say it. The usage of Billy Joel in this trailer is fantastic. I'll definitely make the time to watch this. I think the first season, now that I'm done with the whole let's introduce the new kid to everything that's going on and we can just go balls to the wall, let's have fun, let's, comedy, kind of over the top grossness, over the top violence. I'm in. This looks really good.
Did we see this character who shoots lightning out of her hands before? Or
No,
is this
she's
a new
new.
character.
No,
Okay.
she's new.
That was
She's
I was
new,
like,
and the
ooh.
guy, they flashed the guy in the black mask. He was alluded to in the first season, but he's showing up. He's new.
Yeah. So just looks so good. I'm a big fan of this show. And I think if you get back, if you're into this stuff, you're gonna absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I'll revise my statement. It's Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Oh, okay,
come
that's
out
what we're talking about.
September 4th.
Okay, that's a
And-
game that you could play in between episodes of The Boys.
That's right. And I'm super excited about The Boys. The trailer was fantastic. Obviously, this show is, it's staggeringly brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly so. So, I want to see what they got for us.
Yeah, I am just loving watching Homelander go off the rails and just watching that dumpster fire of a superhero.
Oh, he's a shit show.
Oh man, it's the whole reason
He plays it so well, though.
He does.
We talked about the show as a whole. He flips that switch so good.
Yep.
By the way, Lucas Starr, that's Homelander.
Yeah.
That's the star from Banshee. I've been telling you guys about Banshee for
okay.
years.
You have.
That's true.
He's fantastic. He really is. He just nails it every time. And watching him devolve is unbelievable.
So the next trailer that we got comes with this tagline, so I'm just going to read this for Brian here. It's the final hours of the devastating civil war between the Autobots and the Decepticons. Watch this never-before-told story of the Autobots versus Decepticons unfold as Optimus Prime and Megatron lead their iconic commandos to fight for their future. The war ends now. Transformers: War of the Cybertron trilogy. This is the Siege. The first trailer came out for it. Man, this is what we were hoping for when we saw the news about the fact that Netflix was working on this.
Yeah, it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, love the animation style. We've got the right voice actors coming in there. Things are looking good. Dark and gritty Transformers. Yes.
Netflix is the right landing point for this too.
Mm-hmm. Should I shove in it?
Yeah, we'll wait for Brian. You don't need to watch all 2 minutes of it. 30 seconds will get you there.
What's today's date?
Today's date?
17th.
Okay, so I just need to go to sleep for 2 weeks.
That's right.
This looks fantastic.
Right.
I enjoy the live action movies, but that looks better than all of them combined.
It really
Right?
does. It really does.
It looks fantastic. Oh man, I'm so excited for that. That looks amazing.
Part 1 of 3.
This is not the first time they've done this anime style too. They did a trilogy of Godzilla movies that were very well received in the same style. The animation looks amazing. The action looks fantastic. I hope that the He-Man show that they're doing looks like this.
Oh, that would be cool.
The He-Man show that they're doing with Kevin Smith.
Yep.
That would be great.
This is very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
July 30th. So, right around the corner. This does look great, and I'm imagining this won't be too long, so it'd be probably under just over 90 minutes. I think easy to just sit down and binge it and get it done. The next trailer is for a series that I think all three of us really enjoyed. That is the Netflix original The Umbrella Academy returns on July 31st for its second season. Got some fun time hopping around. Things ended on a cliffhanger last season, so I'm excited to see what goes on for this season. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Laura likes this very much. I did not finish.
I was about to say, I didn't think Josh finished the show.
I didn't. Laura has, and Laura really, really enjoys this. Specifically, is partial to the music that they use.
That's what we said.
Well, I think that's great.
You have an Ellen Page problem.
Ellen Page. She's just the fucking worst. I can't even watch her.
I know Laura said she was going to try to convince you, but part of it is a character choice, and the other part is just Ellen Page. But while I think
most of it is the character is not supposed to be very inviting.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay.
She's supposed to feel awkward and ostracized.
If you wrote a character that's meh, then you've selected the right actress to play that character.
Right.
But that's the point of that character.
That is the point of the character.
She's supposed to be her or Kristen Stewart. Either way.
She's supposed to be meh in regards to her entire family, which is fantastical and over the top.
But Josh, let's be honest. This is an ensemble show. And while there may be one weak character for you, one weak actor,
I gotta go back into it. I get it. I gotta get back into it, and I will. It's exciting. The trailer looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
I love Klaus.
It looks like it's See, I only read the first miniseries, so I don't know where the comic book goes after that. But
this was the frontman from My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
That wrote this.
He wrote and created this, and I was a huge My Chemical Romance fan at the time, and so I was like, yeah, I'll read this, and then I didn't continue with it because I'm stupid, because I really enjoyed the first series. I really remember enjoying the first miniseries. Like, it was 6 issues long, and I liked it, and then like they released like 4 or 5 other miniseries after that, and I never picked them up because, again, I'm stupid. So I mean, I don't know where the comic book goes, but this looks really cool. It looks like this, I'm going to steal CJ's line, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff with them being stuck in the 60s and meeting their younger dad and all this other stuff. It seems potentially fun. It's Back to the Future, but with superheroes. We did something that messed up, and now the end of the world is coming, and we got to fix it. And, try not to run into your past self, and don't bang your mom. Like, it's going to be great.
Your kids, Marty. Something's got to be done about the kids.
That's the future. You're completely ruining my metaphor.
So, Josh, get on it. I'm eager to hear your report back for finishing Umbrella Academy season 1, so we can go ahead and get into season 2. This next one, I mean, I'm sure you guys have thoughts. I want to hear your reaction first. Netflix is releasing a Netflix Mars sci-fi series called Away, which is set to launch in September.
Said I'm not a fan of Hilary Swank.
I said pass. Hilary Swank. Nope.
No.
Okay, I thought you two are on the bubble. I'm not a Hilary Swank fan either, so
hard pass.
I like $1 Million Baby, but Morgan Freeman, Clint Eastwood. That's why.
I have never watched $1 Million Baby. Do you want to know why?
Hilary Swank.
Because you'd cry.
Hilary Swank.
And you would probably cry. That's true.
She's terrible.
All right, Hilary Swank or Ellen Page. If you had to pick one, who are you gonna?
Oh.
Right? The anti-Sophie's choice.
Could I eat a bullet instead?
No. This is not if I had a gun, I would shoot
Page.
Toby twice.
Then Ellen Page. Then Ellen Page.
All right, over Hilary Swank. Okay.
I have a visceral reaction to Hilary. Fucking terrible.
All right, I don't feel that strongly about it. I just don't like her.
She's
just
fucking
boring
terrible.
Sometimes. Okay.
She's awful.
Didn't bring this up to bash Hilary Swank, but at the same time, I'm not too unpleased with the outcome that we have. How about Bryan Cranston? Huh? Do we like the Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, or are we talking about a different thing with the Ivan thing?
The one and only Ivan official trailer for Disney Plus, it looks like. Bryan Cranston, Angelina Jolie doing a movie with some monkeys.
It just seems like a lot of hype. And I tried to watch the trailer, but it was just too fucking artsy fartsy, and I don't care.
Okay. I had a problem with the Maroon 5 as the trailer song. I'm going, that's not how you reel me in. It's not Maroon 5.
It seems like they just stuffed a couple big names into a movie.
Okay. Brian, what do you think?
There's a lot of other stuff on Disney Plus I need to watch before I watch this.
He doesn't give a shit. Look at him.
I mean, yeah, I like Bryan Cranston, but not this much.
Right.
Oh, well, they just showed Robin Hood, and I love Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
But this is another Disney movie with some talking animals and a bunch of high CGI, and I know we have problems with that with Lady and the Tramp and The Lion King. This
Lady and the Tramp turned out to be not bad at all.
It was okay.
It was just it was. I'm sorry, Josh, for what I'm about to say.
Oh.
It was just as good as the original Lady and Tramp.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
Not like it wasn't better. It wasn't amazing. It was just fine.
No,
I've always felt just meh about Lady and the Tramp. So that movie was fine.
It's the gold standard for
not the gold standard.
Jesus, Lady and the Tramp.
I didn't say I hated
it. The spaghetti scene alone is iconic. Are you kidding me?
It's Disney. They have a million iconic scenes.
No. Jesus.
First and foremost, Disney. The dogs don't.
You're
don't
making
have
me
the ability
sad.
to slurp
You're making me
spaghetti.
sad.
Anyway, that being said, that's not a problem in this movie. They're not trying to make it super realistic.
Right. They
didn't try to make it super realistic in Lady and the Tramp.
Correct.
That's why it worked in Lady and the Tramp, because they weren't super realistic.
So I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm definitely going to watch it with the kids. And it's apparently inspired by a true story. Inspired by a true story. But again, inspired by a true story. Did that just mean someone looked at a gorilla one day and was like, I am inspired to write this? What's the actual true story?
You do realize, like, they literally, if the guy who ran the circus's name is the same, they can say inspired by a true story.
Right.
There's literally no criteria for that tagline.
And stay tuned for my inspired by a true story about Sakiano.
There's nothing in there about how bad Hugh Jackman sucks either.
Oh, dude, you go to hell with that.
Don't do this shit to me.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm not. This is not going to
Dr.
be.
Cox.
This is not going to be the
Hugh
Brian
Jackman's
defends the
a
greatest
piece of
showman.
shit.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, he's awful.
You eat. You what, sir? You eat shit. You eat shit. If you're gonna
I will not eat shit.
dare besmirch the name of Hugh Jackman. Brian, video games being made into movies. How do we feel about that?
It can go very well or it can go terribly wrong.
Joshua, how do you feel about video games being made into movies?
Tomb Raider.
Is that a good thing, or the Angelina Jolie one, or the other one? Which one?
No, the Alicia Vikander.
Alicia
Okay.
Vikander one was great.
How do we feel about them being adapted into television series?
It can go very well or it can go terribly wrong.
What did you guys think of The Witcher? I thought you guys both liked it.
I hated The Witcher.
He didn't even make it through The Witcher. I
enjoyed
enjoyed it, but I do have some very strong critiques about it.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we're so.
Amazon and Bethesda Studios have announced that they are going to be making a Fallout TV series.
How?
It's just going to be Mad Max the show.
Right.
Yeah. That's all
It's just a dude walking around a dystopian.
It's
fucking...
legit. They bought the IP. They're gonna put Mad Max in a blue jumpsuit, and that's the show.
I guess fine. Whatever.
Fallout is set in a future envisioned by Americans in the late 1940s, where basically the world has exploded into nuclear war. It's 2077. I don't know, man. I like this game a lot and the series a lot. That I think it would make a really good, cool TV show. I think there's a lot of things to go.
I've never
right
seen
there.
the game. Could it be a good series? I don't know. I'm not.
I think there's a lot of bad will with Bethesda right now that they need to do anything to get their brand back up there.
I'm not enthused.
All right. Well, some cast is coming out, but obviously not important enough for you guys. But as soon as there's any information on this show, I'm coming back to it. I'm pretty pumped. Final little bit of news before we talk about Netflix, The Old Guard. We got to do some Quibi follow-up.
Why?
Well, because Joshua, the free trial for most people has expired. And when Quibi was gathering the billions of dollars it raised, it was hoping for 7.5 million subscribers in its first year. The analysts have got a hold of it, and they say they have 72,000. Oh yeah, 72,000.
0.1%.
I'm going to tell you, Quibi. I'm going to fix your problems right now. You ready?
Well, let's do it. Hire you.
Your ad campaign is completely wrong. You need to advertise this as what you watch on the toilet.
People taking a shit
perfectly.
It needs to be the pooping app.
This is the perfect. I'm going to go take a Quibi and watch an episode of Dummy, and then I'm out. Like, it's works.
Okay.
I can confirm that it works perfectly in that regard.
I can confirm that I have discontinued my subscription.
I did too.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Oh, gone. And that was the part when it left.
It was fun while it lasted. Now I take Quibbies with TikTok.
Right,
So
right. That's what. Yes, TikTok is what
So
I.
maybe I have to change my phrase to I'm gonna go TikTok.
Again, I'm
Take a
so
TikTok.
surprised that the platform that had no free tier, had 2 different paid tiers, but both had ads, didn't last very long and get its million of subscribers. Really? I'm shocked that
Dude,
plan did not work.
It had nothing
The
to do with
shows
the
were
pay tier.
dog shit. They were just terrible.
That's it right there. Their only saving grace was bringing in the fandom that Reno 911 carried with it, and they waited 2 months to drop that show, and
Right.
it was 8 minutes or 8 episodes, so you got maybe an hour's worth of content. That was the reason I was looking into Quibi, was for Reno 911.
I tried to watch the dancing show, and it wasn't a whole lot
The
of
dancing
dancing.
show was awful. I watched it.
Why
I watched the
wasn't
first
there more
episode.
dancing? I wanted to see the dancing.
I tried to watch the Anna Kendrick Dummy, and I was like, I still don't care about this.
I actually watched all of Anna Kendrick Dummy, and I chuckled once.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I chuckled once. It's not a good concept. Anna Kendrick's wonderful because she always is, but it's just not a good concept. It's the same typical I have an imaginary friend to help me through my personal problems, but with a sex doll like thing.
Like
it
Ted
just
with
wasn't
a
great.
sex doll.
Like what?
Like Ted with a sex doll.
Exactly.
Next.
But yeah, the content was trash. The way they advertised it was trash.
It
The
really
whole
wasn't
concept. We're gonna make a streaming app and not make it available for a television.
And we had
was
like we
bad.
really gave it the old college try.
We really did, yeah.
I
And
watched so much shit on this app.
It took
I
them
really did.
3 app updates to finally put AirPlay and Chromecast abilities in
Just
there.
so terrible. Like, how did you fuck this up so bad?
It had so much money too. I mean, billions. I like with a B. Really put this into perspective. Billions of dollars in this company, and they can't even crack 100,000 subscribers.
No, they fucked it up. It's
Whew.
bad.
Pretty rough. All right, this is the time where we're gonna talk some spoiler conversation about the Netflix original movie, The Old Guard, starring Charlize Theron. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor. Pause this, watch it, come back.
Yeah, go watch it.
Go enjoy, and then hear our unfiltered thoughts. If this is where you're ducking out, hey, thanks for making us whatever it is that we are in your life right now. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But for those of you who are super troopers, let's hang on. But for those of you who haven't watched this and are like, oh, well, let me listen to it anyway, stop. Seriously, go watch. We're going to spoil it. Don't be that guy.
Wait, hang on. We were supposed to watch The Old Guard.
What did you watch?
I watched Charlize Theron's hyperdrive car obstacles course show.
Oh, that's
Was I
not the
not
old
supposed
guard?
to
I thought
watch
that was
that?
the old
Stop
guard. Is
it.
that not
That
it?
was The Old Guard.
Right.
Yeah, they
With
did
the
like all
cars.
sorts of like loops around like
Yeah,
the
it's an
pillars
obstacle
and
course
stuff.
for cars.
Right, because that's
outside.
how you race.
Right, with ramps. That's how you road
Exactly.
race.
Exactly. That's why I thought. Okay, so we're on the same
We're
page.
on.
I'm
I'm
just
with you,
making
buddy.
sure.
Lockstep.
Okay, good.
Gosh, I think Josh watched an action movie of some sort. I think you just got the racing.
I
confused.
must have. Yeah.
All right. So
Were there any car tricks in it? Because I feel bad if there weren't.
There weren't. No.
There was
car
a-
tricks.
I feel bad
someone-
for you, Josh.
someone kicked the trunk open on the Humvee? I mean, does that count as a card trick?
No.
No. Okay, cool. The Old Guard. Who wants to give me a little synopsis?
A what?
A synopsis.
Synopsis.
Who wants to give me a synopsis?
synopsis? You've got a team of 4 immortals led by Charlize Theron, who is Andromaka.
We'll just call her Andy.
I don't know her name. It's Andy. She's
Andromeda.
she's an ancient Greek mythology figure who has found these immortals throughout the years, and they save lives and they do all this great shit. They don't see all the good they're doing. Someone else has had to catalog all that goodness, but it's just a really, really solid storyline. Actually, the Joe and Nikki, those two were my favorite. These two guys who had killed each other dozens and dozens of times over in the Crusades, that end up being soulmates, and living through sort of eternity with each other. It's fantastic, this movie.
I thought
go ahead.
I thought the action too was really good and super fun to watch and easy to follow along with. It had that Atomic Blonde, John Wickian kind of like badass
It was very
feel
tactical.
to it.
Yes, very tactical.
And that really translates. And watching somebody come into the fold who has never experienced this, watching a new immortal, join their ranks and kind of struggle with that and become part of this team, to be there for each other and to take on an evil corporation who's out to harvest them and do science experiments on them. It leads to a very interesting story. I left really happy with it, really excited. I have some qualms and quibbles with it.
Sure.
But overall, highly enjoyed it.
It's Netflix's best movie this year.
Yes.
Easily.
We've talked about the Netflix effect of that looks really great. I don't know if I'll watch it. I watched this one and very happy that I did. But Brian, you have been very quiet, and I assume you are holding on to a reservoir of things that you need to unload.
Yeah, here's where he shits in my hat.
Your hat is pizza. That's gross.
I'm not gonna shit in your hat.
He's gonna say that right before he shits in your hat. Go ahead, Brian.
That's right.
It was good.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I feel about the old guard the same way I feel about, and don't comment on these movies individually, I feel about Jumper and I Am Number 4 and Aragon. It's a great concept.
You've named 3 movies that weren't as good as the old guard.
I was with
not
you until
done
you got
yet.
to Aragon.
Can I finish my fucking point?
I don't know. Can you?
It's a great concept, but they spent the whole first movie building towards a better movie. And that's my problem. That movie is fine. But that entire story, which, CJ, I completely disagree that this is any sort of good story. It's a simple story. It's a very simple story.
I don't like you. I don't like anything you're saying.
They spent the entire time building to that last scene of, now we're going to be this like actual mercenary group that has a CIA guy on the inside. And that's when the real good stuff happens. I want to see that movie. I don't care about this.
So I'm with you on that part that the ending seems like this.
The entire movie was a vehicle to get to that ending.
No,
and that's
it was
not.
It was a realization. It was a breakthrough.
But that's the point. There was no breakthrough.
Didn't know.
They didn't know the good that they were doing. They thought that they were just
know
mercenaries.
Their effect until this guy pointed it out.
Right. They just thought they were mercenaries for hire, just going through life, basically just doing the only thing they're good at, killing people and surviving to move on to the next job, right? And then they found out that, hey, because you killed this one or saved this person, really, you have now impacted generations and generations.
It was redemption for Andy, who's now gonna die in the next one.
Right.
But
Niall now
validation
feels,
of her life.
Right. And then Niall feels like she now has there's a purpose to being
exactly right.
Instead of
she wanted nothing to do with killing people, and then she saw all the good that was being done, and she said, I need to be a part of it.
Now, the nitpicking on this, the Copley character, could you be more of a flip-flopper motherfucker? Like,
no,
be good or be evil.
You couldn't be more of a flip-flop.
Just stop being. Well, wait, you're going to experiment on them? How dare you? Well, no shit, dumbass. What did you expect? He said he was going to anyway. Or just like, well, now I'm a good guy. But okay,
I thought you just wanted samples.
I thought you were just going to take their tissue and you just want the 23andMe, spit in the cup and leave.
You're going
right?
to lock them away?
What? No. That part, okay. I didn't like I can't ever say his name. Copley's
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Thank you. I wasn't a fan. I love him. Not a fan of his character in this because I thought he was like, oh shit, what do we do with him now? Well, we need to make him a good guy, right? Very similar to the Doctor Strange arc that he kind of had. It was weird.
the Doctor Strange arc was a little different.
Yeah, that's a serious thing.
Here's the thing that I think, Brian, to your point, I agree with you that at the end of this movie they really set up, I think, the more fun thing. However, I would like to see this as a Netflix series rather than a movie.
I feel like I watched a really great pilot episode.
Well, like for example,
that's the problem.
Well, hold on.
I should not feel like I watched the pilot of a Netflix new action show.
I feel like you could do what Highlander did. Have some good movies, some good movies with these big main character, big names, right? Charlize Theron, right? Charlize Ejiofor, who again, sorry,
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yep, never gonna get it. Get those big names in, but take these nobodies who are the supporting cast and get this series rolling with them. Jump back in time, and you know how those back in time parts connect to now, right? Very similar to the Highlander series that came out, right? Which Duncan MacLeod instead of Connor, and maybe then have them meet again for another kind of movie. I think there's a bigger thing in here, and Netflix being Netflix can totally do that. But I will agree, ending this movie with the reveal that Andy's lover or best friend from her previous
Quinn,
yeah, from her previous existence, and like, oh, she's still alive. Okay, thanks for waiting to the very end of the movie to drop that. Like, clearly they're like, let's get to the sequel, right? Like Brian said, and we'll have some fun. But I want to see it as a series, not a movie.
Right.
I didn't need this movie. I don't hate it. I thought it was fine.
If they make a sequel, will you watch it?
Just like, but here's the thing.
I want to fight you. I want to fight your face.
I know. And I'm really sorry. Here's the thing. Just like Jumper, if they made a sequel to Jumper, I'd be all about it.
Yeah.
Because they did all the busy work in the first movie, and that was their problem.
Right.
The same thing here. There was all the busy work about
Jumper ended with the dude jumping a fucking apartment building across the street.
Dude,
that was it.
They set it up for a sequel.
They absolutely set it up for a sequel.
So hard.
And
I disagree.
The fact of the matter is, it's really nice action scenes, just like Jumper. Really nice action scenes strung together with a very loose story, with not a lot of. You say you saw all this. I think you're projecting a little bit, because that is not present in the text, and there's not as much character development, at least in anybody except for Andy.
No, I think Niall has
the one who's about to die.
I think Niall has a big character development and big arc.
I don't. Better than anybody else.
Nothing for Booker. Nothing for Joe. Nothing for Nikki. They are at the same position when they start this movie as they end this movie. Nothing for them. But
just because the fact of the matter is this. It sets up a lot of really great stuff. The whole ex-lover, blah, 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 that was set up from like minute 20, and like I knew that was going to happen. Like, not that it was predictable and that's why I didn't like it.
Right.
It's just a matter of
I didn't take an ex-lover. I thought more like sisters.
Oh, okay.
However, like that relationship, view that relationship.
Right. Okay.
It was good. It was enjoyable. The action was great because it's Charlize Theron kicking ass, and she's very good at that. But like the story in between just was not that great. And like I would have much preferred if we picked up after all of that shit, and you already had Chiwetel Ejiofor's character being like, okay, he's the Mr. Exposition guy. Here's what all these people are. Here's all the good that they've done.
All right, I don't want to rewrite the movie.
Here's my role.
I don't like you, and I don't want you to keep talking.
Don't rewrite the movie for us, Brian. I don't need a. Here's what it could have been.
Because you're afraid that my concept is going to be better.
I'm not afraid of your concept. I really liked the concept that we delivered.
got. I do too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I get it. I'm not saying I hated it. I'm glad I watched
but you're rewriting the movie for us, so we don't need
rewriting shit.
Stop rewriting the goddamn movie.
I want.
Fucking Monday morning quarterback over here.
Make that. Hey, there's your pilot for the series, right? The pilot for the series is. Oh, so how did we get here? Which, by the way, his accent was all over the place. Anyway,
here, if this was a series,
it was all over the place.
It was all over the place.
Series, and this was the first 2 episodes of that series. That's fine,
Brian.
This is not
a movie.
Write the series, bro.
I'm not stopping you.
Get in there. that like watching Booker going, yeah, he's gonna double cross them. Oh, look at that, he double crossed. Like, I'm not surprised by anything in this movie, right? Not surprised. Like, hey, he's the only one left after they got attacked. He's definitely gonna double cross them,
right?
Like, oh, and he's always drinking. Why? Because he regrets the fact that he set them up. Okay, like, I get this. But again, I think this was a good for Netflix too, right? This is a good movie for Netflix.
It really
I want them to take bigger chances on something like this.
They are. They actually are working with Ryan Gosling on their most expensive movie yet.
Yes, they are. I saw. But they need to continue to do this. And I think as Netflix users who, again, wishy-washy on the Netflix films, need to watch this and tell people about this movie so that way they will continue to make this or make the sequel that we all want.
I've watched it thrice.
I'm probably going to watch it again.
Just based on Josh viewings alone, they'll greenlight the sequel. But
very true.
I mean, to be completely honest, this was the biggest movie that came out this week. Here's the thing. I feel like, and the other thing is, and then I'll stop shitting on everyone's parade. This movie clearly, like, if this had gotten released in theaters, it would have been a blip. It would have been an absolute bomb, and we wouldn't be talking about it.
You think so?
I know so. Yep. I know for a fact.
Huh.
Not just because of the movie itself, although I've already given very vague issues with the movie. Imagine this movie going up against Black Widow, Mulan, any number of other Disney.
Oh, fair. All right, fair.
This would have completely trashed, and everybody would be shitting all over it. It's because, like, of the climate we're in right now, and the fact that this is streaming, that this movie is the biggest movie in streaming this week, because it is the only good thing. Well, I mean, Palm Springs came out and Greyhound came out, and those are both getting some pretty good buzz too. But that's it.
If you want an action movie, this is the biggest action movie going on right now.
Pretty much.
And I think in contrast to Six Underground, right? This has not only been well received, it's done better than Six Underground. Netflix is learning a little bit with this. Again, even in a short time span, they're starting to learn about what's actually good for this. I will say this too. I really enjoyed the fact that this was not a cut action scene. That like the everything was very easy to follow. So the actual direction and editing of this movie, very good. The characters were fine, right? There weren't any huge big names besides the two main stars. So we got to spend the money on blowing shit up and making things look good and kind of going to locations and locales. So definitely excited to see what comes out of it. But listener, I want to turn to you. This is as Brian said, this is the most popular movie out right now. How do you feel about this? Was this good? Are you on Brian's side here saying, yeah, it was good? Or are you on Josh and I, where you're just like, can I have the sequel now, please? Can I have it now? Definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. You can reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to search That Kind of Nerd or That Kind of Nerd Podcast on Instagram.
Hey, while I'm like, being really shitty to both of you, you guys want to talk about Hamilton?
I will kill you. That's why we talked about it last week.
I will kick you directly in the fucking.
That's why we talked about it last week without you, Brian. That's exactly why we talked it about last week with him. Thank you again, listener, so much for making us whatever it is that we are to you in your life right now. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
What the hell was that?
We're good. That's my toolbox. Yesterday, something fell on my head, so at least something fell on my head today. Continue.
Yesterday, something fell on my head. I didn't even know where it came from.
I didn't even know what it was. It just fell down right on my head. Left a little goose egg right there, babe. It's okay.
Well, if you would stop just jamming the broomstick towards the ceiling because of your noisy upstairs neighbors.
I gotta tell the Dudleys to stop running up the stairs. All right, go ahead. Do what you gotta do.